Hi everyone, it's James, JT at the Movies. I'm back with you again for part 2 of the cellar conversion into mine and Laura's new home cinema / movie room. And I'm just going to dive straight in and show you what's been going on. Part 2 of the vlog, day 1, and it's probably something like day 7 of the project. But the first part of the tanking of the floor is down and the entire room is tanked, including the awkward bit here where all the power supplies and things are, including the awkward bit behind me in the fireplace. And so for anybody who's wondering how it works, these are bits of guttering that go under the floor and they're going to lead into the sump pump, which is underneath all the rest of the gubbins here, and then that will lead into a flow out pipe into the drainage over there. And these are little inspection ports so that, God forbid, and touch wood it doesn't happen, there's ever a problem with it. It's just a case of peel the carpet back, open the hatch, stick a camera down, stick an unblocking, sort of like Dynarod thing down it or whatever, and you're away to go. So that runs around the whole perimeter of the room. It runs in the understairs cupboard as well, which is obviously yet to be padded out, but they've done this bit so that, as I say, they could get this bit in and then get the rest of the materials, and it'll be done to the bottom of the stairs as well. But yeah, it's looking really good, and the ceiling room is going to be really close in here. There's probably about 3 inches between me and the ceiling at the minute, and we're probably going to lose another inch of that in terms of the flooring that has to go down on top of this, like the actual chipboard and then the plasterboard on the ceiling as well. So that's the update, part 1 of vlog 2. See you for the next bit in just a sec. Heading down the stairs then for the next part of this little vlog, and you can probably see we've got some chipboard down. And the rest of the gear is delivered and ready to be put on. So we're into the first day of the 3rd week of the project, and yeah, I think by probably middle of next week, it should be at the point where the building guys are done and it's handed over to me and Laura to decorate and start turning it into a movie room. So you can't really see too much. Well, the only bit I can show you here is that this chipboard floor's gone down, and tomorrow the walls will start being insulated, and this stuff here that I'm showing you with my foot will be properly joined, and whatever else will need to be done, they'll do the rest of the floor over here, so they'll be able to sort of work backwards and do that. There's a plumber coming to do the stuff over there to box all that in and put the radiator on. But yeah, it's all coming together, and another, like I say, another 10 days or so, and I think we'll be cooking on gas. The bit with the height is definitely going to be something to sort of watch out for. So, it's going to be sort of a case of if I stand up straight down here, my head's going to touch the ceiling, but we shall make it work. It's not the end of the world, and I'm just really looking forward to getting it all done. Now it's just absolutely a dream come true. Is this? It might not look it well. It's just a building site right now, but I can sort of see past that and see the sort of the end project in my mind. But there we go. And we'll see you tomorrow for the next part of the vlog. The electrics have started. So it's all wired in. And it's going to be connected up to the fuse box and stuff up there tomorrow. But all the wiring's in place for new sockets. So there's going to be a socket drop there, as I mentioned. One there. In the fireplace over there. And then there's going to be one out in the hallway as well. And insulation started going on the walls as well. So as you can see from what I was talking about before, the walls are like sort of double and, well, in this case, triple battened, so that they can come out, and obviously the insulation will fit in them nice and comfortably, and then they'll be able to plasterboard on top of that, which is grand. So it's all coming together quite well. Tomorrow's job is to get the remaining bits of the floor down in this bit, so that it's all level, and then connect the piping that's there out into the the waste pipe outside sort of thing. They've put concrete down in to cement the rest of the sump pump and everything there, which is great. And as I mentioned yesterday, the central heating stuff's all done. So it's lots of small jobs today, but lots of very important jobs that have been done. We have a ceiling. So maybe that sort of brings to life just how how close it's going to be. There's going to be a bit of a bulkhead here. Oh, we have some wall as well. I've just clocked that. I didn't realise we'd got that far as well. I've been out today with baby, getting him registered and whatever else. So I've not been sort of popping down periodically and asking what's going on, which is normally how I know to sort of be able to tell you what's been done. But the piping over there has been boxed in. It looks like they've done some reconcreting, so I'm not going to go over there and have a look in any level of detail. And looks like the same started here to box in all this lot. But yeah, the ceiling's up. Oh, that's really cool. Let me just sort of come out of the room and sort of show you. But you've never seen a guy get so excited over a ceiling, have you? Well, there we are. That's today's update. Next day update, we have a full floor. And the sump pump is all fully fitted as well. And if I can just move this ever so slightly to the side, the drainage pipe for the pump is now fitted into the wall, and that goes straight out to an outlet pipe in the drainage system at the front of the house. The electrics are all, as I say, put in there, and the walls are all fully battened now to the depth that they need to be to house the insulation and everything. So next week's job is finish the insulation. So as you can see here, this full wall's been insulated. There's going to be a bit of a bulkhead here, and my uncle said this bit here that's not quite level, he's got something to sort that out so that the ceiling ends up being level, and the same with the bit in the middle. But there'll be a bulkhead there to house all the wires, this stuff, and the piping and whatever else there. And there's an air conditioning sort of, or an airflow unit rather, that's going to sort of help dehumidify it down here. So that will go in here as well and be housed. And then the actual unit itself will either sit here or over there near that outlet pipe, to be decided. Windows have got, if I could speak, a window's going in here where they've put this across. So that's all sort of taken care of. So the next job is to finish insulating the next side of the room, build the cupboard and the stud wall that the radiator is going to sit on. So basically they're going to bring the wall forward here so that it covers this pipe and there's no accidental sort of, knocking that and getting rid of power to the house sort of thing as this becomes a usable room. So there'll be a stud wall sort of built in across sort of here, showing you, and you can't really see, but sort of from about midway through here. So the radiator will sort of sit, and then the front of the radiator will be flush with the front of that, and then cupboard doors put on there so that any time anybody needs to service it, it's just open the door and da-da-da-da. Obviously that'll all be hidden through the wall. That's going to get filled with plywood to bring it up to level. Traditionally they'd be filled with concrete. There's no requirement to do that. And my uncle said if ever we needed to get in it, filling it with concrete would make it incredibly heavy. So he's going to bring it up to height with bits of plywood. So we'll obviously have that done as well. It'll be a little trapdoor access into the well. But yeah, so you can sort of see probably from where I'm holding the camera, which is eye line, sort of how sort of snug the ceiling is. But I've got shoes on at the minute, and there's still probably half an inch clearance between the top of my head and the ceiling. And if I take my shoes off, and obviously down here most of the time I would imagine I will be shoeless, there's a good inch and a bit between me and the ceiling. So I think it's going to work out absolutely fantastic. And I've been talking to my uncle about what to do with the shelves. Obviously, as I say, over here on this wall, it's going to be recycling the IKEA ones that I've got upstairs and cutting them down to size. And I think my friend Louise is going to help me with that. I'm going to make a head start on it when I can, but she's definitely going to help. But over here, I'm going to do the batten shelves like so many other YouTubers have done. But I'll give a shout out to John at Mondoshelovic because he's the one I know that's most recently done it. But we'll put a beam in every other beam on the wall, and then put the battens across. And the films will just sit against there and do that. And hopefully that entire wall will take most of the collection that's upstairs. And obviously if there's any sort of overflow, we'll have to put some, across this wall and whatever else in some other forms of shelving. But I'm looking forward to that sort of challenge, that adventure, if you like. That's going to be really quite fun. I think that'll about do it for today's update. I'm a bit knackered. Little lad's... He's been a handful today, God love him, and we've been out and about seeing some family and sort of trying to get back to some sort of semblance of normality as well. So we're both knackered. So I'm shooting this before bed. Laura and Alex have gone to bed, but I'm really chuffed with the progress down here. I think it's really, really cool how it's all coming together. The next part of the update, folks. This wall has been fully plastered and insulated, and so has this one. and the electrics and stuff are done there. There's a gap for the window, as you can see, and then there's also a gap for the air intake sort of filter system that's going to sort of help keep it sort of dehumidified down here, if that's the word. There's also the stud wall gone in there to house the radiator, and as I mentioned, it just keeps all the wiring down the back there safe and sound and out of the way of any potential trouble. The rest of the floor's down, as I showed you, and we've also got the lights starting to go in as well. So sorry, I've just blinded you all there, but those are the lights. They're going to be in the ceiling, sort of like that. And yeah, so there's going to be the two here, one in the middle there, another one there, sort of over near the door, and one there. There'll be one under the stairs and then one in the little hallway as well. But isn't this just coming together something wonderful? I'm over the moon with it, guys. And that is the little update for today. The next part of the update, we've started to put the flooring down there, which is great. And can I encourage that light into there so that you can see the reflection of the phone, can't you? But it's a good bit of cupboard space. The insulation's done there, apart from around this bit of the chimney breast, and it's all boarded in around there. It's boarded there. Can I get over to show you the radiator as well, which is all plumbed in now, and all the plasterboarding's done there. That's the well for the window to go into. And then I think I showed this yesterday. Pretty sure I showed it yesterday. I'll just come around the other side of this light so as not to blind us all. But that's the well where the sort of intake pipe's going to go. There's going to be a unit there where that electric socket is, and it'll all be powered by that socket there. Then there's an intake pipe there, all boxed into this bulkhead. And then all the way over here, see me tripping over everything there, folks, is an outlet. So I think there'll be like a grill on the front of that. And basically that's going to pump positive air into the room, suck out sort of the negative humid air. And like I said yesterday, or in the earlier part of this video, as it will be for you guys, act as a bit of a dehumidifier. So tomorrow they're going to finish doing that. They're going to then do this wall, which is the last wall to do, and then up the stairs, and build a little bit of a cabinet cupboard thing around all the power and the electrics down there. And then it's ready for the plasterer to come in, and then that really should be pretty much the job, apart from doing, you know, little bits of like skirting boards and whatever else. And then it's up to me and Laura to decorate it, get a carpenter in and do all that, and then get all the gear down here. But it's actually a room now, and you can sort of see what it's going to be like. And I'm actually really happy, sort of getting used to the head height and stuff down here now. There's obviously very little room in it, but there's just enough that I don't really touch the ceiling. So when it's all done and dusted, it'll obviously be snug, as I've mentioned, but it's going to be, I think that's a really good way to just describe what the room's going to be. It's going to be a snug. We'll get a telly. I was thinking with the TV that I was originally going to get 65-inch, which I know would fit across there, but I don't know if it might just be a hair too big for where the seats are going to be. I was talking with my friend Louise, and she's like, well, think about how far your seats can go back, and will the image sort of distort in your line of vision, sort of thing. And I did have that problem in the first movie room with the 50-inch that's now in our living room. We were on top of it, and so some things didn't really sort of pan out. So I'm thinking I might go in the middle somewhere and either do 55-inch or a 60-inch. But we'll see. We'll see what I feel like when I come to buy the TV. But I'm looking forward to putting it in across there and sort of seeing how all that develops and stuff like that. But yeah, it's coming together, and I'm so chuffed with it. And so this room is pretty much boarded now, apart from this wall and in the little cupboard. But the boarding started up the stairs, and yeah, it's looking really good. These stairs are going to be snug, but it has to be done to make sure that the damp proofing and the insulation and all that good stuff is taken care of. You can hear our washing machine going there. I can finally properly show you in this little cupboard now, because there's a light in here. So there we go. Wasn't that worth the wait, folks? Wasn't that worth the wait? No, JT, it wasn't at all. But I would imagine now that tomorrow's job is going to be putting the last of this plasterboard on this wall here, and then obviously whatever's needed up the stairs, and then getting the window in as well. So the window is actually here. There's the panelling for it there. If you can move that out of the way, you can see that there. And the frame itself is buried in and amongst all that lot. But we're getting there. And I think with that, this video is now running up to about 15 minutes. So I think we'll call that part 2. thanks very much for watching, folks. Again, no movies in this part, but there was such a positive response to the first part showing all the building work that I thought I'd give you another part of that. So the next part of this, part 3, is going to be the final bits of building, the plastering, and then starting to decorate this room and starting to bring things down. And then I think what we'll do is we'll then do a part 4 where I sort of do a tour, I suppose, and show you the finished product. How's that sound? You'll have to let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on this particular video and anything else that you'd like to know about the project because it's ongoing. Leave the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Obviously, lets YouTube know to keep making videos like this for you. Leave them comments down below, as I say, and if you're not already subscribed, please think about subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me when you guys do that. Above all else, take care of yourselves, and I will see you again really soon for the next part. Bye for now.